If time is money, how many days is your car payment? Not dollars, days of your life. So today, we're actually going to do the math. And fair warning, this episode might sting a little because most people think debt costs money. No. Debt costs life hours, calendar space, future Tuesdays, future Saturdays, future mornings where you still have to wake up and go to work before your life belongs to you again. The average American car payment right now is about $734 a month. The average American takes home roughly $3,200 a month after taxes, which means for a lot of people, the first 3 working days of every month belong entirely to the car. Not the family, not savings, not freedom, not building wealth. The car. 3 days every month. That's 36 days a year. Over 7 work weeks. Almost 2 full months of your working life every year. Over 1/2 of 1 year if you finance it for 5 years, just to keep the vehicle parked in your driveway legally employed. And I know somebody listening right now is thinking, okay, Ben, but I need a car. Well, sure, most people do. That's not the point. The point is most people have never actually translated their payments into pieces of their life because $734 a month feels abstract. But I work nearly 2 months of the year for my car. It's different. And the wild part, I haven't even touched the mortgage yet, or the credit cards, or the student loans, or the buy now, pay later ninja subscriptions quietly hiding in your bank account like financial raccoons. Hey, I'm Ben Matthews, your friendly neighborhood bankruptcy attorney, and this is Debt Sucks. And today we're talking about something far more real than interest rates or credit scores or debt snowballs. We're talking about the true cost of monthly payments. Because every recurring payment in your life is not just a bill. It's a claim on your future time, your energy, your freedom, your options, your future calendar. It's future labor already assigned to past decisions. And once you start seeing your debt that way, you do not unsee it. Most people look at a payment and think, can I afford this monthly? That's the question. That's the entire decision-making process. It's only $250 a month. It's just $80 more than what I'm paying now. I can make that work on paper. And on paper, it does. It seems reasonable. But here's the problem. That question is incomplete because can I afford this monthly ignores something critical. What does this cost me in my life? Let's translate a payment into something real. Let's say you take home about $25 an hour after taxes, insurance, and all that stuff. So now you've got a $500 monthly payment. Most people see $500. I see 20 hours of your life every single month. That's half a work week, 2 full Saturdays, 240 hours a year, 6 full work weeks every year for that payment. And that's just one. Stacking payments. Now let's stack a few. Let's say car payment $500, credit cards $400, personal loan $300. That's $1,200 per month. At $25 an hour, that's 48 hours a month. That's more than a full work week every single month just to maintain your current situation. Not to get ahead, not to build wealth, not to create options, just to stay where you are. And this is the part people feel but don't know how to explain. You wake up, you go to work, you do your job, but it doesn't feel like progress because in a very real way, you're working for decisions you already made. Your future time is already spoken for. And when enough of your time is already committed, you lose flexibility. You lose options. You lose control. Enter the Rockpile. So how do we actually see this clearly? This is where the Rockpile form comes in. Download it at debtsucks.info. It's free. If you've never done this before, here's what it is. A complete list of every debt you have, who it's with, how much you owe, the interest rate, the minimum payment. That's it. Simple. But today, we're adding one more column, hours of your life per month. Let's walk through an example. Let's say your Rockpile looks like this. Mortgage, rent, balance of your mortgage is $250,000, your payment is $1,500. Credit card balance, $8,000, payment $240. Car loan balance, $22,000, your payment's $510. Personal loan balance, $12,000, payment's $350. Student loan balance is $30,000, your payment's $280. Now let's translate that. We'll assume $25 an hour take-home pay. So your mortgage or rent at $25 is about 60 hours a month. Your credit card, $240 by 25 is 9.5. Your car loan, 20.5 hours. The personal loan, it's about 14 hours a month. Student loans, another 11 hours a month. The total there is about 115 hours per month. That's more than 2 full work weeks every single month. This is a moment where people usually go quiet because now it's not abstract anymore. It's not, I have some debt. It's, I'm working 2 full weeks every month just to service this. And over a year, that's 1,380 hours. That's over 24 full work weeks. That's almost 6 months of your life every single year. And here's how people get here. Not with one bad decision, but with a series of very normal ones. We need a car. We'll just put this on a card. Let's consolidate and make it easier. It's only a little more per month. See, each decision feels manageable. Each payment feels small, but no one ever stacks them all together and asks, what is this costing me in my life? This is where it ties into something deeper, because this isn't just about money. This is about your calendar. You see, every payment is pre-sold time. Time you haven't lived yet, but you've already committed to working. And when enough of your future is already sold, you don't get to make free decisions anymore. You make required ones. And this is why this matters so much, because this just doesn't stay in math. It turns into stress, fatigue, irritability, that constant background pressure, because your brain knows something, even if you haven't said it out loud. So what do you do once you realize your monthly payments are eating your life hours? You don't panic. You don't shame yourself. You get clear. Do your Rockpile. Look at your actual hours, not dollars, hours. How many hours of my life does this payment cost me every month? Because something changes when you stop looking at debt as math and start looking at it as calendar space. Suddenly your Rockpile stops being abstract and it becomes visible, specific, real. And clarity is powerful because vague keeps people frozen, but specific reality, hey, that creates decisions. Now you can ask, which of these payments is stealing the most life from me? Which debt would free up the most breathing room? What would it feel like to get 20 hours of my month back? See, that's time wealth. Not flashy wealth, not fake Instagram wealth, time wealth. The ability to reclaim future days of your life. And this is where the Piledriver Method comes in. First, you make your minimum payments. You stabilize the situation. No chaos, no fire spreading. Then you build your shit happens fund, because life always tries to tackle you the second you start making progress. And after that, you build what I call your hammer. The hammer is extra money with a mission. At first, it may not be much. Maybe it's $50, maybe it's $200. Doesn't matter, because eventually you swing it. You save until you can completely destroy one debt. Not make progress, not pay a little extra. Eliminate it. And here's why that matters. See, when a debt disappears, you don't just gain money, you gain time. Then you take that minimum payment. It's now life hours returned to you every single month. That's calendar space you just bought back. And then the Piledriver starts accelerating, because now the old minimum payment gets added to your hammer, which means the next debt falls faster. Then the next one. Then the next one. And over time, something incredible starts happening. Your Rockpile shrinks while your life expands. Less pressure, less noise, less future labor already assigned away before the month even starts. See, that's the shift most people miss. The goal isn't just about becoming debt-free. The goal is becoming harder to trap. The goal is creating enough margin that your future time belongs to you again. See, that's real wealth. And honestly, that's why this whole thing works. Listener question. Am I being stupid keeping my old car? Hey, Ben, I need some perspective. My car is paid off, it runs fine, and it's got about 140,000 miles on it. And honestly, I'm just tired of driving it. Everybody around me seems to be upgrading. My friends keep telling me I deserve something newer and more reliable. And the dealership keeps showing me those payments that are only a couple hundred more a month. Part of me wants a newer car. Part of me feels guilty even thinking about another payment. Am I being stupid for keeping the old car? No, no. And honestly, this is one of the most important financial crossroads we run into. Because what you're really deciding is not, do I want a newer car? You're deciding how much of my future life do I want to trade for this upgrade? See, that's the real question. Dealerships are masters at shrinking the conversation down to, can you afford the monthly payment? But that's the wrong measurement. The real measurement is, how many future workdays will this car require from me? Because once you finance a vehicle, you're not just buying transportation. You're assigning future labor. You are pre-selling pieces of your future calendar. Now let me be clear about something. I am not saying you should never buy another car. Sometimes buying another vehicle absolutely makes sense. Maybe your current car is unreliable. Maybe it's unsafe. Maybe the repair costs are getting ridiculous. Maybe your income and financial situation genuinely support the upgrade without creating pressure. This is not anti-car. This is anti-unexamined decisions. What I'm saying is this: when you understand the time cost, you make better decisions about what you buy. Maybe instead of stretching into the fully loaded $72,000 truck, you buy the solid used truck that gives you almost the same functionality without costing you 5 years of additional pressure. Maybe instead of buying based on emotion and ego or exhaustion, you buy based on freedom. See, that's the shift, because a shocking number of people replace perfectly functional cars because they're emotionally exhausted from the adulting and want the psychological relief of something nice. I mean, I get it, but then 5 minutes later, they accidentally have signed up for 5 more years of pressure. 5 more years of needing the paycheck. 5 more years before they can breathe. 5 more years before they can slow down, change jobs, take a risk, recover, or build actual freedom. That's a brutal trade people rarely calculate honestly. And here's the thing, the new car smell fades shockingly fast, but the payment, that thing hangs around like a toxic roommate. So before you upgrade, I want you to try something. Take the monthly payment, convert it into work hours, and ask yourself, how many mornings do I have to wake up to work to support this one decision? Because financially healthy people eventually stop asking, can I afford this? And they start asking, is this worth the life energy and future time it will require from me? See, that changes everything. Because once you start seeing purchases in hours instead of dollars, you stop casually trading away pieces of your life for things that don't actually improve it very much. See, and that's the beginning of time wealth. Hey, let's get real for a sec. The Debt Sucks plan, it's awesome. It works. But not everyone has the time or the patience to chip away at their financial Mount Everest. Maybe you're drowning right now, like creditors calling your grandma, paycheck gone before it lands, sleepless nights count of drowning. Sound familiar? Listen, you don't have to white knuckle your way through this alone. Instead of spending years battling debt $1 at a time, I've got you. Bankruptcy isn't a failure, it's a fresh start. And sometimes hitting reset is the smartest thing you can do. At my law firm here in South Carolina, we take the time to listen to your story and help you figure out if bankruptcy is the right choice for you. No pressure, no judgment, just straight answers and real solutions. And if you don't live in South Carolina, don't worry. I can connect you with a trusted attorney in your state. Wherever you are, help is closer than you think. So if you're ready to stop the stress and start fresh, visit debtsucks.info to share a little about your situation or call my office for a free consultation. Let's find your path forward together, because sometimes you don't need a plan, you need a damn lifeline. Let me be that lifeline. So here's what I want you to take away from the day. Your monthly payments are not just numbers. They are pieces of your life, pieces of your time, pieces of your future. And if you never translate them, you'll keep making decisions based on what feels affordable instead of what's actually sustainable. So here's your action step. Build your Rockpile. It's free at debtsucks.info. Add the hours column. Look at it honestly. No judgment, just clarity, because clarity is where control begins. If this episode hit for you, follow the podcast, leave a review, share it with someone who needs to see this, because people don't need more motivation. They need a new way to see what's already happening. Until then, adulting is hard. Debt makes it harder. But seeing the real cost, that's how you start taking your life back. See you next week.